Where do I start? I'm really proud of the team. That's a really good basketball team that we just played on the road. And I think that the competitiveness, the togetherness that our group is showing has risen a ton in the last 2 weeks. And that's obviously very important to me and to our staff. But I think it sets the environment up for real improvement to happen. And to play in a game like that, I think is incredible for our entire group. There were a lot of guys that played really, really hard in tonight's game. It's another game where both teams shot the ball really well from three. They missed a few free throws. We missed a few free throws. Turnovers, continue to hurt us in certain moments, but I didn't feel like it was one of those nights. The total, 17, it looks like a lot, but when you factor in 3 or 4 moving screens, I didn't feel like we were overly sloppy with the ball tonight, and I thought our intent to pass was really good. So, I told the team there's nights where I think that we can all be a little pissed when we leave, and we're competitors, so no loss feels good, but I don't think this is one of those nights. Like, I'm the first person to tell them when I think they haven't met their own standard, and I think that tonight we did, and we came up short. I think if we play that hard, we move the ball like that, again, there's a lot of good things coming. So I'm proud of the team. I thought that, I do want to highlight Walker because I think that his energy, physicality, we knew tonight based on their style of defense that we were going to have to generate a lot of catch-and-shoot threes. And that means that Walker doesn't have the ball a ton. It means that he may not get the ball as much as he would like. But he generated a lot of good stuff for us, and I thought that his relentless pursuit of the glass, especially on the offensive end, did a lot to pick up the energy for our team. It got us in the bonus early, got us some extra threes. Walker's gotten so much better, and it's not just because of his skills. His ability to impact winning without scoring a lot of points continues to grow, and I'm really, really proud of him, happy for him, because he's taken a lot of hard coaching, and he's had a lot of humility through this process, this last 3 years, some ups, some downs. There's obviously been a lot of conversation about Walker, and he's a really good player, and he's showing every night that he's somebody who can really contribute to winning.
You had an extended conversation with the officials after the game. I'm wondering kind of what clarity you were looking for and what that might have been about.
Oh, we were talking about an exchange that we had with about a minute left. Those timeouts are short, so you don't really have an opportunity to clarify what we're both talking about. It was in no way combative or heated. It's just one of those, like, let's talk after the game about what they meant, what I meant, because those timeouts are pretty quick at the end.
What kind of clarification generally are you, looking for? That if you don't want to say, what you were talking to them about, I guess, what are the sort of things that, after a game you'd like to get clarification on from officials?
I think there's a lot of, the coaches, the officials, everybody's working on the communication between kind of the game participants, players, coaches, and officials. And there's moments where not necessarily things are taken out of context, but there's a language used on the court as it relates to certain plays, how plays are officiated, things we're seeing, things they're seeing. And so it's just about getting on the same page. Things are always being tweaked a little bit, but a lot of those clarifications for me are about what we're actually talking about. Because sometimes you say something and it's taken as something else. But I do want to clarify that the exchange was not combative or heated. No, I'm a very calm person.
Whether it was what you guys are doing defensively tonight or even offensively grabbing boards but then executing to get, I think, 27 second chance points, 16, I think, in the first half, what's continuing to evolve about the team's communication, especially these last 3 games?
Yeah, we've done a good job of staying the course. I've said before that winning's boring. The things you have to do over and over and over again to win aren't necessarily overly sexy or cool looking. It's the attention to detail on every possession, and it's things as simple as, like, we talk about our first 3 steps going to offense and our first 3 steps going back to defense. Crashing on every possession offensively, and not only the act of crashing, but the angles with which we're crashing. And so I think that we've done a much better job lately of just hammering a few areas with a little more precision. It's not like we've added 10 new plays. It's not like we've done a bunch of tricks or winks and blinks. It's more about 4 or 5 small things on each side of the ball, and can we do them way more? And that's everybody. That's the part that makes me feel good about the development of the team and the individuals, is that it hasn't been a magic trick. Like, the team has improved a lot in the last 2 weeks because they've made a commitment to a few very simple things, and they're doing them over and over again, regardless of the result. You know, there's a tendency at times we do something 3 times in a row offensively and we miss all 3 times to think like, oh, we should do something else. And no, if we can generate that shot every time, we'll take it. And the percentages will turn in our favor. Or defensively, you know, this league is so unforgiving. There's a lot of possessions where you can play good defense and great players make great plays. And it can create this sense of panic. The crowd starts going crazy when you're on the road and you think, oh man, like, we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. And it's our job to keep perspective on, no, these are our principles. And if he makes 8 of that shot, we'll just shake his hand and say, good for you. Because when you react super emotionally to everything, then you get in that space that coaches talk about where you sort of take away nothing. And then you're really reactive to the other team. So I think the team's done a good job of staying tight in their focus, regardless of the result.
When you look at the ability for you guys tonight to kind of stave off runs and stave off, you know, a lot of the flurries that Cleveland's frankly buried teams this season, how were you guys able to do that? And, you know, just kind of stay in and stay in that and just give yourselves a chance to win down the stretch?
Yeah, I think no one tried to do it on their own. You can get in this, they make a shot, I want to come down and I want to make a big play too. And I thought our team's execution stayed simple. The other, you know, sort of blunt reality that's not tricky or coachy or anything is that in those moments we made shots also. Like, there's a very real world. There's some games where they're having a flurry and we come down and we can execute great and miss 3 in a row, and it turns into a 12-0 run for them. Not because we played poorly, but because we shot poorly. And so it was good execution by our guys and also, you know, some timely shot making.
We talked last game about wanting Isaiah to be aggressive
Mm-hmm.
in his minutes. What specifically does, like, aggression look like for him? Like, because it might not be the same as someone else.
Yeah. Defensively or offensively, both. Defensively, it's pressuring the ball. It's trying to speed the other team up, disrupt their rhythm a little bit. I think he's doing a really good job of that. Offensively, it's any opportunity Isaiah has to get 2 feet in the paint, good things happen for our team. he puts pressure on the rim, but he also is a really good passer. He does a good job finding weak side shooters. He does a good job of, he had the slot drive in the first half on the left side where he hit Walker for the lob. I think Lowry threw him an extra pass out of the corner, but in that moment, he didn't hesitate. He sort of caught the ball on the run, put pressure on the rim, and threw a lob to Walker. So when he plays with force downhill offensively, he's able to generate a lot of good shots for us.
Good. Thank you.
Thanks.